大家好啊，又嚟到呢一個學英文冇口音第3集 Speak English No Accent。咁啊，請嚟嘅嘉賓咧就有資深語言治療師啦，Angela Chung 喺度嘅。你見到啦，佢個網站就係 speakfluent.ca。咁一陣咧，我哋完咗就會有呢個website 嘅 address 再擺出嚟啦。咁亦都要講下咧，嚟緊咧我哋會有世界香港論壇，就呢一個2025年啦。咁就如果你哋係諗住去報名咧，就開始咧可以咧就係入去嗰條 link 嗰度啦。咁樣咧就會打出嚟。咁就係一個由朝頭早11點到下晝6點，有好多場精彩嘅討論啦。咁亦都喺1月4號嘅時候晚上，我哋睇下好唔好做一個犯罪，同大家去傾下世界香港論壇2025要我哋關注嘅唔同嘅議題。So Angela, it's a pleasure to have you appearing at episode 3 now.
Very exciting.
Yeah, and I didn't expect the second episode actually got quite a following because it was quite controversial.
Yeah, because I didn't explain the title in the second episode.
Yeah. Should we say, for instance, if you are in a particular country, let's say in Canada, when we say speak English no accent, that means to lessen the heavy accent from your original country, right?
Exactly.
Is that should be our definition?
That's how I explained it in the first episode.
We didn't explain the second one.
Not the second one because I didn't think about it. But the first episode, I said everyone has an accent. And actually, one of the comments said exactly what I said, basically. If you're from Canada, you'll have a Canadian accent. If you're from Australia, you have an Australian accent, etc. But what we really mean by no accent is we don't want to have the influence of your first language affecting how you speak your second language. And in this case, English. So that's what we mean by no accent, no foreign influence.
係，我解釋多次啦，即係你嚟到譬如話加拿大呢個地方，咁你如果你有一個好重嘅紐西蘭口音咧，咁其實都係好難聽。Assuming someone is from New Zealand coming to Canada, it's sometimes difficult for locals, Canadians, to understand a New Zealand accent.
Yeah. A lot of people report that New Zealand accents are hard to understand.
Right. So this is a little bit of a clarification we have to do. And then we see a lot of comments from on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Because we didn't explain.
Yeah.
So the more controversy, sometimes the better. People like to, people are opinionated a lot of times, right?
And it's just so hard to explain everything, address every nuance, every perspective in a single title. And you want it to be catchy and not lose anyone's attention at the same time. So this is just what we have to do. Speak English, no accent.
Yeah. Now, I'm a Hong Konger. I left Hong Kong when I was 16. And I don't know why Siri is on. Okay, bye Siri. Oh, I should mention.
Now Siri really wants to
Oh
talk.
boy. Oh boy. Bye bye.
You know what? That's actually okay. So since it came
don't
up,
mention her name again.
Okay, now I can't talk about it.
That AI thing.
Yeah. So depending on your accent, and I've had like Portuguese speaking clients, Spanish speaking accents, who when they pronounce the word city, that AI assistant likes to pop up because of differences in pronunciation.
Yeah. So that AI power thing thinks it's talking about her.
Yep, exactly.
And then she pops up. Yeah. Wow. I will mention her name again for now.
Yeah.
At least for now. But anyways, like I was saying, I'm from Hong Kong until I was 16, and I left. I went to Central Canada first. I must say, Central Canada, the way people speak might be quite different from Torontonians.
Central Canada,
like Winnipeg, Saskatchewan.
Oh
area.
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, slower. And then, of course, in general, people say A not as much in Toronto, but I remember when I first landed in Winnipeg, people say a lot of A's
Yeah,
at the end of the sentence.
I want to say that Toronto has a lot more diversity. So people do adjust how they speak depending on the people that they're speaking to.
Yeah.
There have been studies shown that native speakers of English will use fewer idioms when they're talking to people who have a different language background. They try to anyway. They try to accommodate, right? So it might also include things like A, although I've definitely heard myself and other people in Toronto say A.
Yeah. And you came to Canada when you were like 5?
Yep.
Yeah,
5 years
5
old.
years old. So definitely it's hard to get that Taiwanese accent because as if like you are you learn English here, right? The first few years doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
The critical age is what they call it. Up to around age 13 or age 12, you'll be able to adjust to the accent or the sounds of your environment pretty easily.
So people can still pick up, probably I'm not from Canada, but doesn't mean that they don't understand what I say.
No, not at all.
But I feel proud of that part of the heritage, the colonial stuff, right? So nothing wrong with that. But people with really heavy accent who come from, let's say, Hong Kong, why would they seek your service?
So I said in a previous episode that there are a bunch of different reasons for why someone might want to have accent modification services. I listed one as a clarity issue. People who have really strong accents, like maybe they're a professor and they need to teach to a wide audience, and they're also talking about complicated information at the same time.
Yes.
They want to reduce the cognitive load on their students or on their audience. So for clarity reasons, they would seek out the service. Another reason is maybe for someone with your level of accent where it's not that strong, people can understand everything that you're saying, but then it's clear that you're from somewhere else. They want to feel a sense of belonging. Maybe they've been in Canada for many, many years. They plan to stay here and they get irritated or bothered whenever they meet someone new and they ask them, hey, where are you from? They don't want to feel that sense of otherness. They want to feel a sense of belonging. So there's another reason. And then there may be other reasons like they feel like English should sound a certain way.
Yeah.
And they want to show their respect for that language and really get it right. So it's more for their own personal interest and personal development. Like if I were to learn Cantonese, I would not be okay with my English sounding accent. I would want to try to get it right as much as possible because that's what I think it should sound like.
Yeah. Even for Quebec judges, when they come to, let's say, defective law, doing a moot case, be a guest judge, right? Sometimes when they do the adjudication, the accent is very heavy because definitely their mother tongue it's French. It's and even within the French space, people who live in France and people who live in Quebec, they speak quite differently. Yeah. So I have trouble listening to a judge who is from Quebec when they speak in English in Toronto. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard for those people who have accents to know exactly how they sound to other people because they know exactly what they're saying.
Yeah.
They sound perfectly 100% intelligible, but they don't realize that, they might not realize anyway, that other people have different experiences with accents and different ways of processing audio information.
Can you think of a sentence where I can improve? Not too short, not too long, and then a before and after. I did that 25 years ago when I was hosting a show similar to what we try to do. So let's say before and after. Think of something I can improve.
So usually when my clients ask me this, I'll say, okay, just say, like, start telling me a story, say any sentence, or I pull a sentence that they just said. So the sentence that you just said, can you think of a sentence that I can say so I can show it before and after? That could be a sentence that we could try, or even shorter could be, can you think of a sentence I could try?
Okay. Yeah, I can tell something about my birth. My name is Ed Chin, also Edward, right? It's my longer form of my English name. I was born on Prince Edward Road. I won't tell you what street number in Hong Kong. So that's long enough.
Yep. So let's take just that sentence.
Prince Edward Road, Edward Chin, or Ed Chin. So
let's take that
a lot
sentence.
of Eds.
Yeah, let's just take that sentence. I was born on Prince Edward Island.
Prince Edward Road.
Prince Edward Road, sorry, thinking Canadian right now.
Yeah.
So let's just take that sentence. Let's hear that sentence one more time.
I was born on Prince Edward Road.
So typically, people think of English as a very melodic language. And this may not fit your personality.
Yeah.
But if we were to hum the sentence, that's what it would sound like if I were to hum it. Now let me hear you hum that sentence. So people might hear the difference in the hum now that we've taken out the words and we just focus on the intonation.
Yeah.
Towards the end, yours sounds a little bit flatter. Rather than
Okay, should I say it in English first and then I hum it?
Sure.
I was born on Prince Edward Road.
Okay, and then I would say it as, I was born on Prince Edward Road. So towards the end, there's a Edward Road.
Yeah, so
Prince
it drops.
Edward Road,
Yeah.
Much bigger difference in the high and low intonation.
Right.
You try.
Like my Amazon stock back in year 2000 when it fell down 90%.
Yeah, I should use that as an analogy, like a stock graph rather than a roller coaster.
I was born on Prince Edward Road.
So on that Prince, you're doing Prince Edward Road.
Yeah.
Prince Edward Road.
I was born on Prince Edward Road.
A little bit more.
I was born on Prince Edward Road.
A little bit better. So what people tend to do when they are practicing, especially in words, is they focus on volume sometimes to make it seem higher, but I'm talking about pitch. I'm not talking about loudness.
Okay.
Which is why when we hum it, we get to isolate the pitch, the intonation.
Yes.
I was born. Try humming it. Oh, very nice. Yeah. Now try saying.
I was born on Prince Edward Road.
Nice. Yeah. Really nice. Exactly.
Okay, you try it in Cantonese.
Yeah, I'm down.
In Cantonese.
I am ready.
我喺太子道出世。
But I also don't know the language, so you got to give me something even shorter.
太子道 Prince Edward
太子道
出世 born 出世
出世 Is the tone right? 出世
yeah say it again.
Yeah. I love accent. 出世
太子道出世 so it's kind of similar.
Yeah. 太子道出世
太子道 I'm sure you can ask your husband because he is a Cantonese speaker, right?
Yeah,
fluent one.
Actually, the interesting thing about why intonation in English can be hard for Chinese speakers, whether it's Cantonese or Mandarin, is because in Cantonese and Mandarin, the tone is attached to the definition of the word. But in English, the tone is not attached to the definition of the word. We are saying Prince Edward Road, but we could also say Prince Edward Road if I want to clarify that it's Prince Edward rather than Prince John, or I can say Prince Edward Road instead of Prince Edward Street to clarify and maintain that difference. That's why intonation in English is so important.
Okay, let's wrap up this part. You say it first. 太子道出世 太子道出世
太子道出世
太子道出世 Okay, now I hum it first and then you correct me if I did something funny.
That sounded really good.
I was born on Prince Edward Road.
Prince could be a little bit higher, but pretty good already. Yeah.
I was born on Prince Edward Road.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's intonation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
So in Cantonese, we say 抑揚頓挫. So you have to go up and down like your pulse, you know. And then the last part is I think of Amazon in year 2000.
Not
Yeah.
all the time.
Not all the
Just in this case, it is going down. But sometimes you want to rise when it's a question.
Yes, yes. Maybe one more sentence before we wrap up today's session.
Yeah.
How's that?
Let's make it a question this time. Make the sentence, what are your plans for the Christmas holidays?
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Now say the sentence.
What are your plans for the Christmas holidays?
Ooh, I really like that. Holidays at the
Yeah.
very end there. That was
Yeah.
really nice.
And even like if people, I would say sometimes these different stand-up comedy places, they have courses.
Yeah.
I was just reading an ad from Facebook, right? They have a lot of let me just there was actually an announcement in the building where we are at, so we just muted just now. 啱啱有啲突發事情發生咁，就要 mute 咗啊！唔好意思，大家。Okay, what are you planning to do?
What are your plans for the Christmas holidays?
What are your plans for the Christmas holidays? Yeah, and I was saying, what's that comedy place? There are a few of it in
Second City?
Second City. They're offering courses on public speaking, but more on skits. Yeah, if you want to be
Improv classes.
Yeah, if you want to be a stand-up comedian, even, right?
I mean, just for general use, it's super good. I'm planning on taking it myself because so many people have been talking about it, and sometimes I recommend it. So if you are planning to take an improv class at Second City in the new year, you might see me.
Okay. Yeah. Any Cantonese phrases you want to learn before the holidays?
Oh yeah, you know what? It would be good because I'm going to Hong Kong in January.
Yeah.
Although English, I can use English there.
Yeah.
I don't know. My husband already taught me how to order some dim sum, so all the dim
like
sum
what?
that I like.
蝦餃燒賣
Yeah, 蝦餃
炒小
燒
賣
賣 春飯.
Yeah.
What was the other one? 蘿蔔糕.
蘿蔔糕糯米雞
And
the usual suspect.
what was the one that I really like? I forgot what the one that I really like.
How does it look
It's
like?
the stir-fried rice noodle with beef. Flat rice noodle with beef.
乾炒牛河
Yeah, 乾炒牛河.
乾炒牛河 乾炒牛河
乾炒牛河.
Yeah, you say it right.
I tried practicing it a lot with my husband.
Okay, good. And well, at the World Hong Kong Forum on January 5th, there will be some information from your school. Your practice will be likely to be distributed.
I will try. Yeah.
Yeah. Likely to be distributed at the World Hong Kong Forum, so we can get to know more about your practice, which is speakfluent.ca. So it's should I say a virtual practice from a group of speech pathologists that you try to organize.
So we're a virtual clinic works on communication skills.
Yeah.
And we're all registered speech therapists.
In different provinces.
We are currently registered in BC, Ontario, and Alberta.
Yeah.
Those are the main provinces. If you are outside of any of those provinces, call and ask anyway. We might still be able to service you. Or you can look for a speech therapist in your own province. Although the kind of work that we do is unique, so you have to make sure you find someone that is actually experienced in accent modification, because not every speech therapist does it.
Right.
And all of the speech therapists that are on my team, I train personally. And we have professional development every month that I host. And we have regular check-ins to make sure we're all on the same page.
And Angela, if someone is taking the citizenship exam
Yeah.
For Canada,
Yeah.
Can they use your service because there's an oral component to it?
Yeah, you definitely can. So for people who really, well, I would say that the people that we work with, they're already fluent in English.
Yeah.
So if you're already fluent in English, but you're struggling with either the listening or speaking
Yeah.
part of it because you're struggling to hear the difference in
Yeah.
sounds in English, then we would be a good fit.
Intonation, it's important.
Yeah, intonation helps you sound more natural and more fluent, which is one of the things that you're getting marked on for
Yes.
those exams.
Yes. Okay. So with that said, see you next time.
Bye, everyone.